I want to thank you all for joining us. This is the Traders Exclusive Live Trader Showcase. I'm Sherry, and I'll be your hostess for the next 3 days. If you need me for anything at all, you want to go to, you can email me at support@tradersexclusive.com. This is a quarterly event where we feature expert traders. This session we have 7 traders and a total of 20 expert traders are joining us, our year-end edition of the Live Trader Showcase. So please check out tradersexclusive.com, where we regularly post our video clips with valuable trading tips and techniques. That's also where you're going to find the recordings of today's webinar. And of course, I'll send you an email so you can find them. Before we get started, you know the drill. You should carefully consider whether trading is suitable for you in light of your circumstances, knowledge, and financial resources. You may lose all or more of your initial investment. Opinions, market data, and recommendations are subject to change at any time. Past performance is not necessarily indicative of future results. I really would love it if you could ask your questions when the speakers are done with their presentation, but sometimes you just can't wait, so it's okay. Write down, take a note, put a little context with it so she can answer it. But some of our presenters, and Jody is one, she likes to see your questions on the fly. So that is allowed for this. All right, so you want to mute your phones, you want to close the door, and that is our cue to get started. This is our lineup. Jody, Anka, Bubba, Dale, Dan, Sunny, and Dan are going to be with us today. So without further ado, I'm going to show you our first hot takes video.
What should a new trader focus on as they get started? That's another simple one. The KISS approach. Excuse me. Keep it simple, for goodness sakes. Keep it simple. You know, there's all kinds of indicators. There's all kinds of charts out there. There's all sorts of things you can do to a chart to complicate a chart. And there's 101 things that you can do that just makes confusion. And what it ends up doing, it makes you second guess your trade. Honestly, all I trade with, and I'm quite successful, okay? What we focus on is doubling our account, whether it's a $5,000 account or a $40,000 account, doubling it in 12 months. And we simply follow the trend, candlesticks, a few proven setups, and we learn to accept losses, small losses. Now, we have to accept the bigger ones, but we don't like those. Keep the losses small and accept them.
I often get the question from new traders what they should focus on as new traders. And I think the most valuable thing to focus on is creating a good plan for trading. The last thing, in my opinion, that somebody wants to do is jump into the markets because they've got money to trade. Having a plan means making sure that you know what your trading goals are before you even start trading. You select a style that meets and matches your personality. You choose markets that you're interested in, comfortable with. You develop entry and exit strategies using indicators and tools that are proven. That's one of the most important pieces. You manage your risk. You know exactly how much you're willing to put towards trading, how much you're willing to put into a single trade, and if you lose money, how much are you willing to lose before it's time to exit that trade. Keep good records, backtest what you're doing, refine, review, and refine again. At the end of the day, the best thing for a new trader to do is have and create a plan.
We want to thank our sponsors for December. We have blue chip sponsors, Market Taker Mentoring, Hit and Run Candlesticks, and Vantage Points. And our IPO sponsor is Moomoo. It's Jody Samuels of FX Traders Edge. She's one of North America's leading coaches for successful traders and the creator of the FX Traders Edge program. She works with members of her program in group and private coaching sessions, and she's passionate about teaching individuals how to trade the market cycles and use entrepreneurial skills and habits to effectively manage their businesses. She's a professional trader with 15 years of experience trading currencies with a New York international investment bank, successfully made millions of dollars using the proven theories of Elliott wave analysis. The Wavy Tunnel Pro course Jody's latest accomplishment, illustrates the convergence of Elliott, Fibonacci, and harmonics in a groundbreaking program to combine precise analysis with a simple strategy. And I just really appreciate Jody being here.
Thank you, Sherry, for that great introduction, and thank you for having me here today, where I'm going to talk to you about using a simple timing tool to find trades without risking your capital. So let's get started.
Take it away. I'm here listening if you need me.
Okay, it's been a while since I've presented here, so I'm really excited to do so. I have a lot to share today, so buckle up, ask your questions. I'm happy to answer your questions. We're going to talk about how to locate and trade the end of trend trades using a simple tool. I'm going to show you lots of examples, and this is one of the setups that I'm going to show you is an end of trend trade setup with indicators and wave counts, which is it's the end of the trend before the start of the new trend. So it's after the major correction, and getting out near the top when others are buying, how to do that, and getting in when others are selling. And then afterwards, I'm going to share with you our Elite Scanner tool and indicator suite on many different platforms, where you can master the setups, all based on trading psychology and the market map, which is the Elliott Wave market map. And then I'm going to show you how you can join the Wavy Tunnel Pro and get funded at the end. So this is me. This is my book that was published quite a while ago, the end of 2015 already. And the Trader's Pendulum, the 10 Habits of Highly Successful Traders, is really I guess that was my way of putting my trading background into a book. I started trading in 1980 with JP Morgan on Wall Street, as Sherry mentioned, and I traded with them for almost 15 years. So the trader's pendulum, I break it down into 3 different pendulums that traders have to be aware of: the market pendulum, the emotional, and the financial pendulum. And the market pendulum is all about the market swings, which is what I'm all about in my training, like the Elliott Wave analysis and learning how to read the market cycles without being a consummate wave counter. And that's through the Wavy Tunnel Pro strategy, which I'm going to share with you today. So the market pendulum is about the market moving in trend and correcting and finding points to enter in the trend, really understanding what the trend is and whether we should be buying or selling, etc. The emotional pendulum is, I like to look at that as between fear and greed. I feel that all the emotions that traders experience somehow fall either in the fear category or in the greed category, and then there's everything in between. And what we want to try to do is to stay centered, like think of a teeter-totter and trying to be at the fulcrum of a teeter-totter. With trading, it's really not that, it sounds very difficult, but the way to stay focused and be centered is to be very highly organized and to have a plan and follow the plan. That's easy for me to say as a coach. It's not easy to follow. I can attest to that from working with so many traders and even, from my own experience. So the emotional pendulum is finding ways to just get back to that equilibrium point of emotions. The financial pendulum, successful traders lose money, but the important thing is that we understand that losing is part and parcel to the trading business. We must learn how to manage our risk so that we don't lose more than we can make, because the worst feeling is to have 4 successful trading days, and then on the 5th day, we lose everything that we've made the entire week. So we don't want to do that. So we have to manage our risk. This is the market map, the 8-wave market cycle, and we have 5 waves moving up and 3 waves moving down. So the trend is the 5 waves moving higher, and the correction is the 3 waves moving down. So after a strong trend, traders tend to get greedy on top. We talked about fear and greed, and so this is really the emotional pendulum trading the market cycles. When the market has moved up, traders get optimistic and exuberant. They tend to load up, and that's the time to take profits. And then the market moves down in an A and moves back up in a B. And the B is called the bull B trap because traders are expecting us to move higher and take out point T. And what happens, the market then comes down and finishes the correction. And at this point, traders are fearful, they bail, they're panicked and discouraged. So what we're going to do today is I'm going to show you how you can anticipate this move down to C and look to be buying instead of being fearful and selling. So taking profits up here is key and buying down here is key. Warren Buffett says it very well as a contrarian: be fearful when others are greedy and be greedy when others are fearful. So up here we need to be fearful, like the hot potato game, like you're passing the potato and you don't want to be the last one to hold that hot potato. So we need to be fearful up here and be greedy down here. And we can train the brain to do that. We just need to be aware of what we're doing so that we don't get caught up in the market frenzy. Before we go into examples and I explain this a bit more, let's just talk about some trading tips. Being organized can help you take your trading to the next level. So being organized can make the difference between sitting in fear and sitting in greed. So what do I mean by that? I mean, do you have a checklist for high probability trades, or do you have a checklist for your trading strategies, your setups that you want to take? Or are you just winging it when you take your trades? And once in a trade, do you manage it well? Do you set your profit targets? Do you look for potential profit target areas? Do you keep a stop loss in the market? And the third point is, do you take losses and move on, or do you add to losing positions? There's nothing wrong to adding to losing positions as long as you are planning for that. So you may decide to buy at a certain level and buy half the position and buy the other half at another level, and that's all in your plan. Do you keep track of your trades? So I also run a coaching program, which is new, and one of the things that I ask the students to do is to keep track of their trades. If you're a day trader, you want to really mark up your trades every single day. If you're a swing trader, once a week will suffice. And if you're a position taker, if you're managing a portfolio, once a month will suffice. But we've got to keep track of our trades. Why? Because then we can learn from our mistakes, which is the last point. Do you learn from your mistakes, or do you do the same things over and over expecting different results? It's all about being accountable. That's what it's about for me. It might not be for you, but that's what it's about for me. So what process do I follow to find trades, have the confidence to pull the trigger, and manage my trades with clarity? I use a 3-step process. These are the keys. We already looked at the market map. We're going to look at that in some more detail. That's for the analysis, the first part of deciding where we are in the trend and what the market is doing. Like, it's all part of the analysis. What news is coming out for the day or the week, so that we feel more confident with what's going on in the market. And then the second point is, once we have a good, clear picture of where we think the market is headed, and it doesn't matter what market, I'm talking in generalities, but whether you trade stocks and options or Forex or futures, it's really the same. The second is the strategy. What are your top setups that you're looking for? And my top setups are all based on the Wavy Tunnel Pro strategy, and I'm going to show you those setups today. And the third is trade management. When you're in a trade, you've got to manage that trade. Before you can manage the trade, you have to determine your position sizing and your stop loss. That's called your optimal risk reward. So these two factors are really, really key. Let's touch on the market map for the Wavy Tunnel Pro analysis. The first step in achieving consistency is to have a thorough knowledge of the market to be able to determine future possible scenarios and be prepared to take advantage of opportunities that arise. And in our system, we use the market map in order to provide market context and increase the likelihood of successful outcomes. This is the market map that I showed you earlier for an uptrend on the left and for a downtrend on the right. It's the same market map. You just flip it over for the downtrend. I just wanted to show you that. I tend to, when I trade stocks, I tend to use the market map on the left. I tend not to go short. I tend to take profits at point T and then look to buy again, rebuy. The market map on the right, as you know, for Forex pairs, some are uptrending, some are downtrending. So we can buy and sell freely. We need to use both market maps in Forex for sure. Now, this is what I want to show you, because on the right, we have our Wavy Tunnel Pro setup. And our Wavy Tunnel Pro setup so elegantly maps out the market map on the left. It's just an elegant representation of the market map. I've labeled these in numbers and letters for the trend 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and the correction ABC. These moving averages are really, these are the Wavy Tunnel Pro moving averages. So we have the 12 EMA, we have the 34 EMA on the high, low, and the close, and we have the tunnel, which is the 144 and the 169 moving averages. And this, you can hear my dog barking. And this is really beautiful. Notice how I labeled wave 3 and wave 5. And we have the awesome oscillator down here. So when price makes a new high for the wave 5, the awesome oscillator doesn't. This is one of the indicators that we use to determine if the trend is running out of steam and we are ready for this significant move down. Okay. Now let's just take it one step further. These are all the trades that you can look for with this market map, and we have all of these trades mapped out in the Wavy Tunnel Pro program, which is starting on Sunday actually, and I'd love for you to join me. It's a very comprehensive program, which I'll talk about at the end. But one of the trades is to buy the wave 3, which is a very strong move, and you would leave your stop below 0.0 or wave 2. Okay, so you can get in on the trend. And trade number 2 is to buy for the wave 5. So once you see a peak in the awesome oscillator and you have a nice 3-wave correction for the wave 4, you can buy here. And then after we complete the 5-wave sequence and we move down in trend and then back up for the B and start to head down, this is your C wave. You can certainly take profits if you were long, or you can sell. And this is the trade that I'm going to focus on today, how to locate these trades, how to buy at the end of C with the stop below. And this is the tunnel. Usually price extends past the tunnel a little bit, but we have our indicator suite to show exactly when it's stopping, and I'm going to show you that. So let's just go back. So what I want to just discuss is, you do need other confirmations at the end of these moves, and one of the this is, and I'm calling this how to confirm market reversal, trend reversal strategy rules. You want to look at the visible high or low on the chart with the 1, 2, 3 reversal pattern. You want to look at the candlesticks, so look for long tails or engulfing patterns for a candlestick reversal pattern. You want to look for awesome oscillator divergence and a trend line break. And this is what the 1, 2, 3 pattern looks like. And doesn't this look like the ABC as well? Absolutely. So confirmation would be when we take out 0.2. If 1 is the high on the visible chart, the market trades down for a 0.2. the market corrects back up for a 0.3, and then we trade down and we break down below 0.2. And it's really key to understand this price action, both at a 1, 2, 3 bottom and at a 1, 2, 3 top. So here's an example of a 1, 2, 3 top. Okay, and you want to look at the reversal candlesticks as well. And then here is an example of a 1, 2, 3 bottom. Look at the long tail here at 0.1, and we move up and we come down. We have a long tail here as well, and then we start to head up and we take out 0.2. And if we look at the QQQ, some ETFs here, we have on the left, we have 0.1, the market top, and then 0.2, 0.3, and then once we take out 0.2, we start to head down. And like I said, this is the place where we end up. You see this gray dot here, and these are our indicators on the chart. This is all a corrective move. This is all a corrective move. And in my program, I teach you what this correction means. And without being a consummate wave counter, you can see that the correction ends most of the time when we finally make it below here. But back to this point, combine this 1, 2, 3 reversal with awesome oscillator divergence and a trend line break and candlestick patterns, and that's your end of trend confirmation set of 4 points to confirm the end of the trend. Same thing down here. Here's the Dow. So after we come down, this is also the daily, we can look for divergence and we can look for a reversal candlestick pattern and a 1, 2, 3 reversal. But look at this 1, 2, 3 on the daily chart. Price travels quite a distance before you can get in on this 1, 2, 3 pattern. So I suggest going to a smaller time frame, and I've done that, I think, on the next slide. Yes, on the right we have the daily, and on the left we've gone down to the hourly, and you can see that you get in much sooner right over here where my pointer is, where the arrow is, if you go down to the hourly chart. If you wait to take the 1, 2, 3 reversal on the daily, you're getting in up here. So you can see the difference. You can save yourself, you can get in at a better level. Another point, when you're trading, you want to look left. Is there support or resistance when looking left? That's really key. Support or resistance. So this area in here, a whole bunch of support down here, and we traded right into that. So the target falls right into previous support. And also we have divergence here on this new low. Okay. Let's look at some stock examples, some ideal setups. Let's see what we have here. Okay, so this, we have a few ETFs. This is the XLE daily. Let's start on the right side where we have, you see a bunch of stuff on here because we have automatic trend lines as well that are drawn. So the chart does look a little bit messy. These are our indicators, but I want to focus on is the purple arrow up here, which the purple shows the end of the trend. So point T, and then the gray arrow. So look at how this pattern mimics the market map, exactly how we just described it earlier. And this is the exact moment when our system says to buy. It doesn't say to buy here, here, or here. It says to buy here, which is quite incredible because it saves you from, you can certainly buy at different points, but it also saves you from this choppiness. This is called corrective choppiness. So this is where it happens, and the green arrow prints on its own, and these are the profit targets, the initial profit targets. On the left, all I did was I ran the Fibonacci tool from on the last swing move up, and it also falls into the 61.8% retracement of the previous swing move. And there's also a lot of congestion here Remember we said to look left? Huge amount. It fell right into a pocket of support here. Okay, so we look at all these things, and if it's on our checklist, it's easily recognizable. If it's not, then we might be winging it. This is called the breakout 4 trade. Okay, breakout 4 trade. Why? Because it's the end of a move ready for the next wave 5 move up. Here's XLK, same pattern. I just want you to recognize the pattern. So I gave you the moving averages already. You won't have the indicators, because you will have the indicators if you join our program, but you can still look at the moving averages. I mean, we didn't always have these indicators. Okay, I always used the moving averages, but I was never that precise in understanding when to get in on this retracement. But now I am. And you can see here, I wanted to show you this, that this was the initial entry for a long, and it hit, it didn't quite make the third profit target. And then we got another entry over here. So this gray was initially over here, and it repainted when we made a new low over here. And here we have proper divergence. We had divergence here as well, and then we have it again. So this is triple divergence. So this moved. But look at the pattern. Look at how the trend shows itself. We have a steep trend moving up, and then we have beautiful, beautiful extended correction here. This was the original ABC correction, and then we had another leg. So we call this, without complicating things, like a WXYXZ, which you will learn in my course, but it's not that important when you have indicators to show you when the correction is over, and when you have the beautiful moving averages as well. And of course, we had the trend line breaks kick in as well for buys over here. Here's another one. This is stock DuPont. I just want you to recognize the pattern. Same pattern, okay? Gray kicking off for a long, also with the trend line break, automatically done. And then this is FTV, and I'm going to show you where I found these charts in just a minute. So right now I'm showing you the charts that I found on my scanner, but I want you to understand the personality of this whole trend followed by a major correction business. Okay, just understand that, because when you put these moving averages up yourself, even if you don't do my training, you'll be able to see it yourself. So this was also a trigger for our breakout 4 trade, and Valero Energy as well, trigger for the breakout 4 trade. So I hope you're noticing the patterns. And I'm not sure if anybody is asking questions, because I don't see any questions here. So I'm assuming that you're not asking questions. Otherwise, I would answer them. Okay. And notice also the divergence on the uptrend here, and the divergence, triple divergence down here. Very cool. This is the first time, by the way, that this gave the signal on this chart. It didn't give it over here, and it didn't give it over here. Okay. I want to show you this. This is an interesting scenario. Paychex Inc. So on the right we have, well, let's start from the left, the weekly. It's very interesting. So on the weekly, we have this pattern. So we have the purple dot. This is on TradeStation, so it has dots, not arrows. We're on 5 different platforms now. So we have the purple dot, which is the end of the trend, and then we have this steep correction, and the gray dot is here. It's covered by the green arrow, which says to buy on the weekly. So this was a weekly signal. Now, when you have a weekly signal, you can certainly go down to the smaller time frame to take the trade, but the weekly signal is very, very powerful in stocks for the breakout 4. And what happens is, and I know this because we've been through various market cycles over the last several years, and at one point everything loaded up long on the weekly. Okay, on the weekly, we got the breakout 4 trade on the weeklies, and then look what happened. We got a breakout 4 signal on the daily. This is what is happening. We got the breakout 4 signal on the daily, so that's this move up here, right to here. So what that's saying is, if you're long here, or if you bought here based on the daily over here, because this is also, this was a long trade. Look what's happening on the daily. This is telling us, okay, we have a long trade here. We hit all of our profit targets, and now we have a short. Now, I don't take shorts in stocks, like I said. I look for these long trades in the weekly, long trades on the daily, but this is a daily breakout for long right over here at this red dot, the red semaphore, right over here. So we had the weekly over here, and then we had the daily over here, the daily entry long over here. So this is very, very cool when you just look at the weekly and the daily together. And I usually look at 3 different time frames side by side. So how did I find these stocks? We have a whole universe of stocks. So I got it actually by looking at the TradeStation scanner. So I'm just going to show you that. I showed you all of the charts that are highlighted in red: DuPont, Fortive, Valero, and Paychex. Now, this is how our scanner presents itself. This is for the breakout 4. And we also have other setups on the scanner, but I'm just showing you this. The ready is, this is on the daily. So the ready is the number of days that we've had the gray dot. Okay, and then the signal is when price closes over the 12 EMA. So if we just go back up to show you that, it would be over here. This green is the 12 EMA, and that's where it triggers. So price has to close right over the 12 EMA, and that's the signal. Okay, so just so we're clear about that, the ready is an early entry for a gray dot, and the signal is when price closes over the green 12 EMA. So if we get a ready, we can certainly go down to a smaller time frame to buy. We don't have to wait for the signal. And the P&L column, just so you know, it's the number in the parentheses that is important. It shows you how many profit targets have been met. So at the beginning, like not many, and then we have, like when you go down to the bottom, we have like 333, 0332, 0103, 33333. And this is just the first page of the scanner. The other thing that I want to point out that is key, well, it tells you the entry, the stop, and the 3 profit targets as well. What did I want to say? I forgot what I wanted to say. Okay. You can, oh yes, if it's green, it's a long. If it's red, it's a short. So I'll show you this Starbucks short trade. You can use the short trade to get out of long positions as well. You don't have to go short, although you certainly can. So on the left, we have the weekly on Starbucks, and I've circled this red dot up here, but this doesn't tell us any information. It's the daily that gives us the breakout 4 short trade. So it actually, the ready was with the gray dot, and then the signal is when we close below the 12 EMA. But like I said, you can always go down to the hourly and look for a 1, 2, 3 reversal and get in sooner. I mean, this was a huge move down. So yes, I mean, if you trade options, you could buy puts on a short trade for sure. So I just wanted to show you that. Okay. So the weekly, this is our market map, and this is the wavy tunnel, just so you get this in your mind. Okay, this is what we're going after here. And I'm not a consummate Elliott wave counter. I'm certainly not. So this is the weekly, same patterns. Okay, same patterns. I'll just show you quickly. Just look at the patterns. Okay, Dollar Tree, purple, gray, okay, buy. PepsiCo, purple, gray, buy. It doesn't say to buy here. It doesn't say to buy here. It says to buy here. And then it's confirmed when we go through the 12 EMA. But like I said, you can take this on a 1, 2, 3 reversal on a smaller time frame. This is the weekly chart. Morgan Stanley, look at this correction. This is the first time that it said to buy. Okay. Alta, beautiful buy. Coca-Cola, beautiful buy. First time it said to buy this entire time for this trade setup. And Sempra Energy, same pattern, beautiful buy. Now this was on the scanner yesterday. So this is a new trade that came on yesterday. Okay, purple, red, 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 gray. Time to buy. Didn't say to buy here, didn't say to buy here. So this really does a great job at telling you when the end of the correction is. Just does a great job. Now let's just look at NinjaTrader. Same thing. This is the breakout 4, and then these are all of our trend line breaks. So when you have a trend line break, a breakout 4 with a trend line break setting up like a low number, well, you'll see it on the chart anyway. It just gives you more confidence to taking the trade. So let's just quickly go through. Same pattern, only this shows arrows. Purple. Okay. This is a short trade. Okay, it's a short trade up here. Purple, gray. This is also a short trade. We looked at this. Starbucks. This is the same scanner, but on a different platform, on NinjaTrader. Purple, gray. This is Gilead. Purple, gray. So these are all shorts. Okay, and then we had the trend line breaks kicking in as well. I would only take these trades if I were to do options. Yeah, but if I were long, I would definitely get out. ADP, this is a long. Okay, I like looking at the long side. I like looking for long trades. That's me. And it kicked in, and this is PayX, which we looked at already. Okay. You can also day trade futures with this. So here's the NQ, a 3-minute chart. We have our purple and our gray. This is a 3-minute chart with a trend line break. Okay, so once you learn how to use, this, it's pretty good. And then here's the YM, the Dow, same thing, purple, gray. So just look at the patterns. Like you can put this Wavy Tunnel Pro on any chart that you're trading. And I'm going to show you currencies too. This is Motive Wave. I just want to show you the different time frames. We've been focused on the weekly and the daily, but I'm going to show you different time frames. This is Netflix, the 1-hour chart, purple, gray. Look at this. Now, can this make a new low? Yeah, it can. It's not foolproof, but I would say that on stocks, I would say it's 80 to 90% successful. I don't want to be so. Why don't we say 70 to 90%? I don't want to, you have to do your work as well around it to see if you want to take it and use the 1, 2, 3 reversal. But it's pretty good. And Microsoft, this is the hourly chart as well, purple gray. So all I did was I clicked on these on top. I scanned first and then I clicked on these to show you the smaller time frames. INTC, the hourly. And here's a 15-minute, Goldman Sachs. Okay. You can also scan, like if you're long Goldman Sachs, you can also scan for these purple arrows and take profits. And then here's the 5-minute, low, purple, gray. So you have these moving averages, you can look for these on your own, or you can join me and get these indicators and learn about all of our market setups and really learn how to follow the market cycles. Let's just look at MT4. So the 6 trade setups, the wavy tunnel trade setups, I said that you was going to tell you what they were, so I'm telling you what they are. We have the price to wave fill the gap. So that would be this piece in here. Like when price moves down to the wave and then price moves down to the tunnel, that's the fill the gap portion of it. That's one of the trade setups. This is one of my favorite trade setups. To go short for the fill the gap. And then we have the breakout 1. And we have when the wave crosses over the tunnel or below the tunnel. And then we have breakout 3 trades, which is along the trend. And then our breakout 4 trade, which appears twice in here, like that we have our scanner to point out. And actually our scanner can show on MT4 all of these trade setups. Plus we have automatic trend line breaks, and we have other high probability setups that the trading room has identified with our trading room mentor, Neil. It's difficult to watch all the pairs unless you can get alerted when there is a setup. Then you can go to the chart and take the trade if it meets your risk criteria. So on MT4, this is typically not a stock. It's typically a Forex. It is a Forex trading platform, but we offer a funded program where you can trade about 100 US stocks, as well as all of the currency pairs, all of the commodities, all of the stock indices. So they're all CFDs, but you can trade them all through our funded program and use the wavy tunnel setup and use the scanner. So I'm going to show you that. But it's the same pattern, whether you trade stocks or Forex or indices or futures, it doesn't matter. So this is on currencies. I wanted to blow it up and not have all the different time frames on here because you wouldn't be able to see it. So I just did the daily and the 4 hour. And since we focused on the breakout 4, I want to show you what it looks like on a Forex pair. This is the euro. I picked out the euro where we have a green 1 on the H4. So I just sorted by breakout 4. We have a green 1 on the H4, and we have a red 4 on the daily. So a short on the daily and a long on the H4. I'm going to show you what that means. This is the daily showing to go short. Okay, showing to go short up here. Now let me just go to the weekly, the 4 hour. This is the short on the daily. Let's go back up. This was the short on the daily. And in fact, I have one of my students that set up a meeting with me, and she said, I sold the euro up here, and I'm holding it. And I started on the 1 minute, and she might be on here, I don't know, but I was just so impressed. She started on the 1 minute, the 5 minute to find her trade, and she is all the way up to the 4 hour. Okay, so I didn't check with her to see if she took her profits, but we reviewed this together, and I said, you might consider taking, when I spoke to her, we were up here, like in the middle of this gap. I said, well, you know, to fill the gap, you might consider taking your profits when we hit the target down here below the tunnel. And we went through this setup, and she said, okay, I'm going to do that. And I'm pretty sure she would have done that because she held it thus far, and she was going to continue monitoring it. She started on the 5 minute or the 1 minute, I can't remember. Now she was up to monitoring it on the 4 hours. So I have to reach out to her and ask her if she took her profits. But I think this is fantastic because you get in up here on the breakout 4 trade on the daily. And look, this is also a great place to take your profits on the daily where the wave intersects the tunnel. But you can go down just one time frame to find your profit target. It's just incredible. Like really. And that's not to say it's, you know, I mean, this is just a great move. Okay, just a great move. Now, if we look at the hourly and we go down the time frames, this is how it presents on the hourly. We have a purple arrow. Okay, so we are starting to maybe correct, but you wouldn't do that because we could continue to trade lower unless you see a 1, 2, 3 reversal on the hourly or the 15-minute, probably the hourly. But so this, yeah. And this is the 15-minute chart. So same story. You can see that the trend line breaks are setting up. And yeah, so that's how we go down the time frames and see how, you know, how the indicators work. So if we just go through that example, if she took her profits, this is a good place to take profits. Is it a good place to go long? I would say just wait for your confirmation and see the 1, 2, 3 reversal. So on the MT4 platform, we do have lots of things that you can put in, like your symbols and your time frames, whether you want to see a breakout 1, breakout 4, your trend line breaks. If you want to get alerted for all of these trade setups, it's very complete. And you can choose the instruments that you want to watch and that you want to set a scanner for. Now, I wanted to show you the scanner because I think having a scanner is just fantastic. Whether it's mine or something else, I just think having a scanner is fantastic, especially if you're trading lots of markets, because you want to be focusing on the ones that are following your setups, your strategy. I recommend that traders, if you're a day trader, look at 3 time frames, the 1 minute, the 5 minute, and the 15-minute. Swing traders, I like to look at 3 time frames. Position takers, 4-hour, daily, weekly. Day traders, you need to start from the higher time frames and then just start with the daily, and then these are the ones that you're watching. So I guess I was going to show you stocks on that. I didn't. Okay. So let me just, what time do we have? Okay. I don't see any questions. Oh, let me look at the questions.
A bunch of questions. Yeah, you got to pop out.
Okay, I went into the chat. And
yeah,
I didn't
the
see
chat is for us to speak out, and the questions are for everybody to talk into. But one of the things that helps me is I go to the received column and I click the little arrow so that it's pointing up, and then you've got the most recent at the top. But you've got several people asking questions.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Wow. Okay.
But
yeah, let me open this up. I see. Okay. Now
you could go back and recap when you do your Q&A time if you want, because guys, to go back now is going to break up the presentation. So let's let Jody, you guys keep putting your questions in there and let Jody finish her presentation, and then we'll revisit these. How about that? And you do have a couple minutes past 11 since I did eat into your time.
Okay.
All right, cool.
Okay, so let me just share with you, we're starting our program on Sunday. It's a fabulous 5-day program where you learn a whole lot more than I taught you today, but I think I really taught you a lot today. How to join the Wavy Tunnel Pro and get funded. The Wavy Tunnel Pro 5-day accelerated trading and mentorship program. Start now and join me for coaching on December 10th. So you can, if you start now and register now, and I'm going to give you a discount code. The website is wavytunnelpro.com, but I am going to give you a discount code. All of the videos are there because what I do is we start on Sunday, and Sunday is Elliott Wave Day. So I give you 2 video. We make introductions first thing at 9 o'clock, and then I have 2 videos laid out for you to watch, and then I meet you after those 2 videos, and we look at market examples, and we discuss some of the key points. We highlight some of the key points, and then I send you back to watch 2 more videos, and then we meet again, 2 more videos, and then we meet again. So it's we have 4 meetings with me on Sunday in between watching the videos. That's how I run it, and we do that on Tuesday and Wednesday with the Wavy Tunnel Pro. Tuesday is with the 6 basic trend and end of trend setups, and then we take it one step further on the second day when we talk about the semaphores and the trend line breaks, and we have trade plans for every single thing, and we decide what trades, what setups the traders feel more comfortable with. And then on Wednesday, we go into the trading room. Wednesday is trading day and practice day, and really trying out finding these setups and trying to figure out what setups you like. And then Thursday is the harmonics day. And Thursday, that's the 5th day. Harmonics, I like to call the icing on the cake. It's just the way I've done it is I've taken the harmonics with the Elliott wave and the Fibonacci, and we have used it to confirm with the Wavy Tunnel Pro setups. So when we have a Wavy Tunnel Pro setup, if we have an Elliott wave confluence between Elliott wave, Fibonacci, and harmonics, it makes it so powerful to take the trade, I can't even tell you. So the breakout 4 trades, if we can find a harmonic pattern that coincides with that, I mean, as if it's not already powerful with that, it's even more powerful. So that's how I run the coaching program. And of course, you will always have access to the recordings. And so even if you miss some of the sessions, it's all there for you. Now, those are the videos that I've done, or just videos were the best parts of the original Elliott Wave series and the original Wavy Tunnel Pro, and the original harmonics when I first presented them. So you will still have access to the original videos as well, which is fantastic. You will also get funded as a bonus, and this is what the program is about. It's like a master's training and understanding how the markets trade in cycles. Use our proprietary combination of cycle high and low indicators with momentum indicators to warn of market tops and bottoms. Learn how to track short-term and long-term trends with precision. Works with stocks, futures, ETFs, Forex, and cryptocurrencies. Works for day swing and position trading. Find precise entry points for option strategies. Embrace this suite of professional tools to trade like a pro. WavyTunnelPro.com. And you can see some of the trade plans here and the scanner here. So with me, we're going to have 12 live coaching sessions together. Okay, and I'm a coach, so I get you to come up with your goals as well, and I get you to come up with an action plan for next steps. And I'm also going to be meeting with you once a month afterwards for office hours, and we also have a Discord channel. There are also student trade analysis sessions, like around 11 or 12 hours worth of analyzing student trades, that's a bonus. You can just look at that at your leisure, as if we have leisure time, right? Trade plans with exact entry and exit rules. Like I said, you have access to all the training material, an exclusive Discord channel access. This is really professional tools and education to trade stocks and options, futures, Forex, and cryptos with consistency. So don't forget, I come from an institutional background, and I just think this program is phenomenal. And to gain access to the scanners, the wave counts, yes, we offer wave counts as well, trade alerts and trading rooms. You're going to get to try that out. And there are various renewal plans from $59 a month. So let's get to the pricing. The starter package comes with $25,000 funding. It's $997 with the 200 off discount. 200 capital O, capital F, capital F. It's really, really a good price. And the Pro plan includes the harmonics. So the difference between Pro and Starter is the Pro is $50,000 in funding where you can trade anything. Like I said, stocks, futures, future equivalents, and currencies. And the difference is you get the harmonics with this. So if you are an advanced trader, I would say definitely go for the middle package. If you're just starting out, you could also go for the middle package, but because you can always come back to the material. You're not going to get it all the first time around. And then the platinum is $500,000 in funding, and this gives you a whole bunch of other bonuses as well. 200 off is the discount code at wavytunnelpro.com. These are the indicator suite and scanners that we have. So we're on MT4, which I showed you, TradeStation, which I showed you, MotiveWave, which I showed you, NinjaTrader, which I showed you. These are all of our scanners, and then the indicator suite is on TradingView and Wealth Charts without the scanners. Okay. So it starts December 10th. If you have any questions, please email me, Jody at fxtradersedge.com, Jody with a Y, or support at fxtradersedge.com. We start on Sunday, so sign up if you want to join us, and I hope you do. So now let me take some questions. What time frame is better to use to avoid the noise? So my question for you is, well, that's why I like to look at the bigger time frames, the daily and the weekly, but my question for you is, what kind of trade, maybe the more important question is, what kind of trader are you? Are you a swing trader or a day trader or a position taker? Because that's the most important question to ask. What suits you? So I would say that either the smallest time frames or the biggest time frames are the best ones to use to avoid the noise. Honestly, the ones in between can be noisy, because if you're on the 5-minute or the 1-minute chart, you will see the same patterns that you see on the daily chart or the weekly chart, but there's no noise unless we're in a corrective pattern, and you can see that. You can see that on the bigger time frame, but you will see these patterns jumping out at you on the smallest time frames. Okay, does the buy signal repaint? So you're talking about the you're talking about the breakout 4, and I was very clear to say which ones did repaint and which ones didn't. I think on all of the charts that I showed you, maybe 2 repainted and the rest did not. So that was quite incredible. I made it a point to say we didn't get the signal here or here or here. And on one of the charts, I said we got it over here the right before, which was still a good buy trade. And then we got another signal because it did repaint. Hello, in this system, take profit and stop loss is provided for each trade? Yes, it is. Or is it only the entry and traders must define take profit and stop loss? You can you can decide what your take profit levels are. So I just used a Fibonacci retracement from the previous swing high to the actual breakout 4 setup, and I set it at 38.2, 50% is 61.8. And you can change that if you want. You can set your own take profit levels, and it will spit out whatever you say. And the stop loss is below the low. So that's there. How come your indicator doesn't show up when EMA 12 gives the signal for the long? It should show, it will show up when it will show up. You will get the green arrow for a long, and you will get the 3 profit targets. But we need to have the ready first with the gray arrow, and then when price closes above the 12 EMA, it will spit out your profit targets and the arrow. Thank you for sharing this. Can you tell me, since the system is solely indicator based, would it be a good idea to completely automate the entry and exit using the color and arrow conditions? For that, I would say if you can do that, great. But I would always say also say you have to test it. You have to back test it. Because, and I don't know what you're going to be using it for, which markets you're going to be using it for, but certainly if you do the program, I can help you to do that. We can talk about that, but we haven't gotten that far yet. Okay, it took us a long time to get this far. With the Netflix, would it still need a close above the high of the signals candle? Would it need a close above the high of the signals candle? Right. Yeah. So the signals candle, that's fine. If you want to use the close and take it above the high, absolutely. That's in your trade plan then. You can also use a 1, 2, 3 reversal on a smaller time frame, or you could, yes, buy at the candle close or above the candle close when that candle closes above the 12 EMA. Absolutely. Great questions. I think I answered all the questions. A few more questions. Is FX suitable for beginners as it's very volatile? So for beginners, I would say if you're going to trade Forex, you want to trade on you don't want to use all of the market pairs at once. You want to focus on some of the major pairs. There's a lot to learn with Forex, and it is suitable for a beginner, absolutely. Is it very volatile? Well, we've had very great trending markets in Forex actually over the last couple of years. We didn't for a long time before that, but over the last couple of years we did. So I would say that it is suitable for beginners, and all of the markets are volatile right now, so it's not just Forex. What money management numbers do you use in your trading? What % do you risk per trade? So it depends what you're trading, and it depends how it depends what you're trading. But I like to say that you should risk. It depends. It really depends on a lot of stuff. I mean, if you have a very small account or if you have a very large account, but I would say 1%, 1 to 2% is fair, a fair amount to risk in Forex, for example. If you're trading options, it's different. If you're trading futures, it's different. It could be different. And it also depends on your account size. So Forex, I like to say, 1 to 2%, maybe 3%, if you can say that this is a very high probability trade. But I would say 1 to 2%. I tend to be, or even, and if you're not so sure, you have to go smaller, 0.5%. So it really, yeah, it depends. Any other questions?
Jody, I had one come in that is asking about the section you did on filtering. If you could just explain really briefly about the filters that you use, maybe I'm not sure exactly the thought involved with that, but I think that this gentleman was interested in knowing how you set up your filters or choose your filtering. Does that make any sense?
No. The scanner?
I'm not
Did he
sure.
use the word scanner?
I tell you what, Tim, I'm going to want you to email Jody, please, and ask her about the filtering.
Yeah, email me, Tim, Jody at fxtradersedge.com.
Now I put your link
answer you.
into the chat for everybody so that they can see it and go right to wavytunnelpro.com. And I also put the coupon code in there. And I did also put your email in the chat for everybody to have. So you may get flooded, but that is fantastic. So guys, if you need any other questions answered, you need to either email Jody or support at fxtradersedge.com. Jody Samuels, with fxtraders.com and wavytunnelpro.com now. This is a fabulous opportunity. Thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you, Sherry. And enjoy Anka. I love Anka. She's next.